Alright, what's up everybody? BP Hero coming at you here. What we're doing today is the Onyx Kevin Bourgeois U-Trip model. This is a 13-inch barrel, 26.5 with a half-ounce inload. Thanks to Ryan Vega at Elite Sports for sending this out to me so we can get a review on it. Well, and peel the wrapper off here and we'll get started.
Exit speed looks pretty good.
No need in repeating what you saw in the intro there, so let's just go ahead and dive into what we need to know about this video. This is about a 60-degree day on the local high school field that's here in town with a light breeze at our backs. The fences are 320 down the lines and 350 in center. The balls we're using were a steady mix of Evil 52 300 game balls, the Evil BP 52 Plus, some Classic M's, and also some 44 400 icons. Nothing harder than that. And on topic of the balls, you probably heard me mention that it's a 60-degree day, so sure, most bats are going to feel good. So for the sake of trying to get a really good read on this thing, I kept the balls and the bat in the house overnight, took them straight to my car that already had the heat on blast, and left them in there until right before I stepped in the box and started this video, just to keep everything as warm as possible to get a good read on what we're dealing with here. As I mentioned, this bat is a 26.5, approved for USSSA play, and you saw me peel the wrapper off of it. Had no swings on it before we got started here. There was nothing listed for a specific inload, just inloaded swing weight, and honestly I didn't feel that there was a whole lot there at all. Maybe it could be the 26.5 or just how they preferred to inload it, I'm not sure, but I didn't feel there was a whole lot there at all. The 13-inch barrel on this thing felt very soft, almost combat-like for those who remember what those old soft combats felt like. If you didn't feel it, you know you got it.
It's so strong.
The sweet spot was a very good size as well, and the sound was incredible from swing one. This one is a two-piece with a composite handle, and it had a very small amount of flex in the handle if you started wandering towards the end, but outside of that, not much at all. Before I get into some real deep thoughts on this bat and kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown, let's head over to the lab, and then I'll catch back up with you here. Okay, so what we have for Exhibit A is this bat, brand new in the wrapper, fresh out of the box, right to the tester. This thing came in at $230. They were advertised on their website as being game ready with hardly no break-in period at all. I can't remember their exact wording, but it was basically hinting at a game ready bat. And clearly testing it at $230, that there's no doubt about that. This is a game ready bat. I'm not saying that every bat's going to test this low. I might have just got one that tested kind of low, but just let it be known when they say game ready, they mean it. So throwing this on the tester after we got about 150 swings on it, I was a little surprised to see that it was testing this low. I'm not surprised that it was failing compression after seeing what it started at, but I was surprised to see it this low. Down into the 180s is pretty stinking hot. I'm not used to him getting that low that fast, so that kind of threw off the next segment of this video, which was the radar readings, but I'll kind of cover a little bit more of that once we get there. So let's head on over. So no surprise to see some big numbers here on the radar. Not surprised by this at all. And just for the sake of comparison, so we can get a better idea of what bats hit like when they get to this level on the compression tester, my Easton Wildfire Flex that I've been gaming actually tested pretty close to the same. It was down, I think, like right at 180, somewhere around there. So practically they're the same on the tester. So just to give a gauge on what another bat that's at that same level would hit like, I went ahead and threw these clips in here a bit. And got some scale weights here too. This thing being a 26.5, coming in at 26.9, not really anything too exciting. Nothing that really caught my attention here outside of the ordinary. Let's head back to the field. So with that stuff out of the way, let's get into what the BP Hero really thinks of this old girl. Performance-wise, very good. And the break-in period was literally non-existent. And that's decent for me because I'm always swinging other bats, so I don't get a chance to break in a bat. So that's kind of nice, as well as I know there's some other people out there too that are not necessarily big fans of breaking bats in or don't have the time to do it. This bat is going to be right up your alley. Let's run back to the clip of where I thought this thing was game ready. Well, and peel the wrapper off here, and we'll get started. Okay, and there you go. That's when this bat is game ready. That pretty much sums up breaking in this bat. Pretty cut and dry there. Peel the wrapper off, throw it in the bag for games, and, there's really not much else to it. That being said, though, if you do play somewhere that tests, I'm honestly not sure what to tell you, though. A handful of game swings, and it's going to be flirting with failing compression. But for majority of the audience on this channel, that is no big issue at all, myself included with that. But I do mention it for the sake of people knowing. A guy like myself who has bats tested once a year, really not too concerned with it. So if you're like me, this bat's going to be a boatload of fun. I would put this up performance-wise against any U-Trip bat on the market. Price point was a touch high, but with any new company, there's going to be that. These run right around $200, and with the warranty being an additional $100, there's basically no difference in paying full retail for a bat if you want one with a warranty. It's not a huge deal, but that question always comes up when I start these new reviews on these newer bats that are just coming out, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw that one out there.
See you, Gap.
Probably my only rant with this thing was the loading. I wasn't a huge fan of how it was loaded. It could have been the fact that it was a 26.5, so things will run a tad light, or they just didn't want to put a lot of inload in their bats. This, to me, almost swung like a mid-loaded bat. I fought it in the same ways I would fight a mid-load, is kind of what gave me that idea. This thing was absolutely hitting the crap out of the ball, so I kind of wanted to lean back and yak on a few of these, but the harder I tried, the worse it got. So just kind of sticking to swinging hard, getting the barrel through the ball, and not trying to control it. This thing was hitting missiles.
He did fuck with me.
So overall thoughts here to wrap this up. With how good this bat performs and how good it feels with the big, forgiving, soft barrel, you've got to give this thing a try. They come in a balanced stand and inload, so there's potential for there to be something for everyone there as well. I was finishing up this review and did some reading online. I just tried to look up a couple specs on this thing, and I saw that this model was currently unavailable on Elite's website. So I went ahead and asked Ryan what was up with that, and his reply was pretty straightforward. It was that they order these by the month, and they'll have a different paint scheme every time they release. But he did confirm that they'll all be just like this under the paint. Transparency is key, so that was very much appreciated. Big shout out to Ryan for getting us this so we could check it out for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun swinging this thing.
Well, he is just
For
loving
their
it
first
out.
venture into the U-Trip market, they're definitely headed down the right track to make some big noise in the U-Trip game. That's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's almost time. The best of 2019. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, and wait for that video to come out. Bye now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was probably 80% swing.
Right. Golly. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.